Welcome to Spec Frequency. My name's Mohammed. It's your boy Mohammed. And today we're going all in about CERN. Okay, so CERN turned off the little fabric of reality machine on June 29th, 2026, just this past week. And everyone just went back to their day like it was normal. But it wasn't really a normal day. We need to talk about this. So get comfortable because this story's got layers and we're going to go deep. So if you don't know what CERN is, don't worry because we're going to cover the whole story of CERN because I didn't know about it either until I hopped on social media. So here's the situation. What is CERN exactly and why should we be concerned? So CERN runs the Large Hadron Collider, which is about a 17-mile ring buried under the France and Switzerland border. And scientists essentially go there to smash particles together near the light speed, or at light speed, I should say, essentially recreating conditions of the Big Bang so they can understand more about, how the Big Bang happened, what the Big Bang was, how the universe is made, how it works, and, understand the fundamental laws of nature. Which, to them, sounds like a totally normal Tuesday activity, Wednesday activity. To us, though, to me personally, that seems kind of fishy. But here's the deal about CERN. Every single time the machine hiccups, whether it be power on, power off, or gets upgraded, whatever it may be, the internet goes full on conspiracy mode. Now this has been linked to many theories such as universes colliding, the Mandela Effect, and today we're going to explore some of them. Now this isn't really a new thing, it's just a pattern, and we're going to be tracing the whole thing today. Now let's start where this panic actually began. We have to go back to all the way to 2016. A video leaks on social media, people wearing black robes gathered around a statue of Shiva, which is a Hindu god, right on CERN's actual campus, doing something that looks kind of suspicious, kind of sus if you know what I mean. Kind of like a staged ritual activity. Now the internet goes crazy and this video spreads like wildfire. Everybody starts talking about it. It goes so far that CERN had to come out publicly and say that it was all just a hoax, just employees pranking each other. They had to go and say that's not us. We don't do that kind of stuff. Because here's the thing about situations like this. Once a video spreads online, people are going to believe it. They're going to remember the visual of the people in the black robes, and they're going to forget about, the company saying, oh no, we're just kidding. No need to worry. So here's the actual physics. Now before the actual robed figures incident and video spread online, there was an outer fear baked into CERN's reputation that maybe the collider itself was dangerous. That maybe smashing these particles could create a black hole, or could trigger something called the false vacuum decay, which is essentially the idea that our universe's settings aren't actually the most stable configuration possible. And if you hit them hard enough in exactly the wrong spot, you could trigger a chain reaction that might just unravel everything, even instantly with no warning at all. Now scientists have come out publicly and addressed this due to people's concerns. Now the answer is that the universe runs experiments like these every day. Cosmic rays colliding at even higher energies, trillions of times a second, everywhere. And so far reality's held up. So if it were going to happen, it would already have, long before we built anything. But here's the question I ask. If it were to happen, would we even know about it? But that's the old fear. Here's the new fear that gets everybody, myself included, the Mandela Effect. Now you may have heard of this name before. It's a very, very popular conspiracy theory, right? Now, if you don't know about it, it's essentially the idea that, you know, a large group of people may remember something differently than what the actual records of history have told us. This essentially goes back to the idea that many people thought Nelson Mandela had died, when it turned out he had not died until many years later than what people thought he did. So ever since then, people have noticed more instances of these things happen. Now maybe you've had this moment too. I know I have. I've had this. You may remember that one very famous Star Wars line. The line when Darth Vader tells Luke, "Luke, I am your father." But that's not even the line that Darth Vader says. The correct line is, "No, I am your father." Now if you don't believe me, after this video, I want you to go on YouTube or go on Disney Plus, rewatch that episode of Star Wars, and then drop a comment down below if this Mandela Effect happened to you. Or maybe it was the Bears, the ones you grew up reading. Probably remember them as the Berenstein Bears. Anytime you look them up online, you're gonna find Berenstein Bears, S-T-A-I-N. But everybody remembers them as the Berenstein Bears, S-T-E-I-N. So they call it the Mandela Effect, and some corner of the internet has connected the timing of the biggest spikes in these reports to CERN's largest experiments. Like maybe each collision doesn't just study reality, it nudges it in a completely different direction, slides everyone sideways into a slightly different version of the timeline, and it keeps our memories. Now, is there a mechanism for that? Is there a mechanism for us to test that? As of now, not really. Is it fun to check our memory at 1 a.m. in the morning? Also no, but we do it anyway. Now that brings us to this past week. CERN didn't just do a routine shutdown. The LHC is offline until 2030, getting what's called the High-Luminosity Upgrade, which is essentially going to make it 10 times more powerful when it comes back online, or at least that's the goal of this shutdown. Now that's not a small change. That's probably the biggest change to this machine in over a decade. And right on schedule, as soon as CERN shut down, the internet flooded with conspiracy theories. Did they open something? Are we in a new timeline now? Why does my childhood slightly feel off? All of it. Now CERN scientists have been asked this directly. People do really come up to them and ask them these questions directly. Now the answer is that this happens constantly, naturally, everywhere in the universe, and nothing's really unraveled yet, which is a very reasonable and measured response, very scientist of them. But I'll be honest, I can't really let go of one thing, guys. Why does it always happen right when CERN does something? Every single time. Now that's not evidence of anything, but it's a pattern. And patterns do sometimes lead to the truth. So no, I don't think they suddenly cracked open a portal to hell. Probably. But I do think it's kind of amazing that the moment that this machine so much as blinks, a whole slice of the internet is immediately ready to believe reality just glitched. Now maybe that says more about us than about CERN. So I guess we'll never know. So after you watch this video, I want you to go back and check your own memory. Was it really CCN? Luke, I am your father? Was it the Berenstein Bears? Or have you been slightly feeling off these past few days? And if you've ever had your own Mandela Effect moment, I want you to drop it down below. I really want to see how far this actually goes. And we might even make a whole new video about this. Now that's all for this one. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new here, welcome to Spec Frequency, where we go looking for the things that don't want to be found. Please like and subscribe down below, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.